I want to kind of break that down a little bit because Freedom has evolved from that, as you said, that single line of business, brokerage, into one of the most advanced multi-vertical ecosystems in the region. What was your vision behind this transformation into the fully integrated digital ecosystem? What was the spark? What was the thought process behind taking this approach?
Ecosystem as a point of keep integrity in different services, because some services can acquire customers very cheap, but it's very difficult for them to retain customers. For some services, it's very hard to acquire and very difficult to retain. Some services is much easier to get trust than other ones. For example, one of the best points to earn some trust from customers to convince to open some banking products with them, because usually the banks is most trusted institutes in terms of many transactions in general. It's of course not the absolute, but the much better than all the rest of e-commerce, for example. And if you have some trust with much simpler products, it's much easier to upsell these customers to investments, to insurance, to much more complicated product. Because if you starting to sell life insurance from scratch, if you start to sell some, brokerage services from scratch, your customer acquisition cost is much higher. And it's very difficult actually to earn a trust with any meaningful customer acquisition cost. But if you first onboard your customer to much simpler products, which they know much better, and then you starting to move slowly but surely to different layers of services, from most simple to most complex, you finally receive a much better conversion from one product to another one. And different services really complement each other, because you may erase some problems with payments, so you no need to require customer credit card number for transactions. If you already have this customer in the banking system, you can just debit his account if he wants to pay. You may not request him to put his passport number. If you once got this number, he want to buy a ticket, airline ticket, you can just get this passport number and use it for a ticket. So you definitely can make a life of your customer much easier. A lot of services, for example, consumed very rarely. So most of the people, they buy airline tickets like once a year. They usually forgetting the service when they bought a ticket last time. They're just starting to Google every next time, so they're starting from scratch. And if they just remember that the same bank which they use every day, they can just click a button and buy this ticket. It will be easier and faster and cheaper maybe than to go to internet and Google again and try to remember his login and password. Maybe his credit card is expired and he needs to put a new one. So this problems is being eliminated, and that's why you're growing much faster in different verticals. If you gain some customers' trust with first one, so sometimes it's customers coming to me to buy a concert ticket on my platform, and then they're starting to use debit card for their day-to-day savings because of loyalty platform, because if they're buying some tickets, they're receiving some cashback to debit cards, they have some money on debit cards, then they can spend this money, they're starting to use this credit card, then they're buying airline ticket, also getting some cashback, then they're just going to shop and buying some and also getting some small cashback on this transaction. And this loyalty program is actually create some unique experience for a customer. And that's why actually we became the most downloadable application in the country, because some services is just contributing frequency to ecosystem, some products contributing retention, some products is contributing confidence and trust, and in all of them benefiting out of that.
You almost kind of have two ecosystems to manage. You also have the internal ecosystem of a group as to all of these different companies, and then of course then the wider ecosystem that you operate in. What role does technology have in both those ecosystems that you work within?
As we also saying, there should be technology foundation. Everybody's saying, let's rush and get AI implemented. Well, you cannot implement without the foundation. The foundation is again about many things like architecture, infrastructure, R&D. Even the R&D and all these streams, how we call it, they are really deep. Even if you're taking the research and development, there are basics on how people should code. There should be application security rules. They should be code, release politics in each and every country. So if you don't have this foundation, you cannot scale. So you will go on air and you will receive your first million clients and you will fall. And you will lose the trust of your clients because they relied on you, they trusted you, they give you their own money and you failed. Well, that's what we are always saying, that you have to build the foundation first. And after that, you can put on what we called the product conveyor, and then business can rely on your technology foundation, and you can put, so they can put and start producing the products without need to look behind on the technology, is it ready or not. So that's probably the main goal and the main challenge we have always, because again, business wants everything to be fast, and of course it is about the changes, because everything is changing. If we're talking even the AI, now you cannot rely on the architecture principles that was for the building data centers for CPU. It's pretty different, and I don't know, NVIDIA releasing the new products each year, and of course the kilowatts per rack will be increasing, and so you have to also deal with that. And you have to always, there's continuous development of this technology foundation, so it would fit current business needs. I know some phrases looks like from the books, but we all also, in technology, we are very, very close to this, what we call systematic approach. You cannot build something big without systematic approach.
What is a systematic approach?
You have to look at all what is surrounding you as a system. So you cannot just say, let's build that. You have to sit and think. We have point A and point B, but between them there are many roads, there are many points that we should cross. So we should take into account every and almost each detail that may happen. Of course, we will not foresight everything, but eventually all information that is needed should be taken into account. We should not rush and make something bad, because eventually when you start into rebuilding, it will cost you twice more.